So boom, this is DJ Radon at TTM Academy. Basically, I created a drum kit, a TR-808 drum kit that you can use on YouTube for free. And this is the first in many of these. And I made 5 different versions of this first one. So I'm going to go through the 5 different versions and what they can do and how you can also use them together. So you can use them together like modules, right? And like you see, I got one right here, one right here, one here, one here, right? So you can use them together like modules and switch back and forth with using the mouse with one hand and using your keyboard in the other hand. So basically the way this sampler works, it's a very simple concept. All you have to do is have a keyboard, not a computer, not a music keyboard. All you need is a computer keyboard. So all you need is a computer keyboard, and the internet, and you can make beats and you can play live with your friends, right? Okay, so this kit, I'm going to go through the sounds in this kit. Now to activate the kit, you first basically just have to press play, right? And that activates it. So then you can start to play it. So I'm hitting button number 1. So I'm going to go through here. You can see number 1 is a heavy bass drum. Number 2 is a snare. Right? Number 2 is a snare. Number 3 is a conga high conga. Number 4 is a low conga. Number 5 is some claves. Number 6 is a clap. Number 7 is a cymbal. Right? Number 8 is an OpenHihat. It has this cool graphic. Right? Number 9 is a ClosedHihat. Right? For like a general trap sound. Right? And then this one is a bass drum. It's a little bit bigger than the other one. Right? Or just a different sound. The other one has a little bit more rumble. Right? All right. So you basically got 10 sounds with this drum kit. All right. So this drum kit basically has 10 sounds, and so I'm going to show you how you can use it. So first, basically, all you got to do is go to TTM Academy. Right? You go to youtube.com/TTM Academy. I'll write that in here /TTM Academy. So you just go to youtube.com/TTM Academy. And you'll see it on the first page. You can just go here to YouTube 808 drum kit, play it with your computer, all right? And you click on it, right? And it's already starting up, right? It's already ready to go. The thing is that you want to be using this in Google Chrome, because if you use Firefox, it's just the latency is too slow, and if you if you're really trying to get 16th notes. Even if you're doing double time, you can even get some 30-second notes sometimes, depending. But so Firefox and Safari go pretty slow. So I would go with Chrome. So make sure you're using the Chrome browser. And then to start, you want to make sure that your quality is not at 1080p or 720 or 480. You want to keep it at least at 360 or lower, because if you have it any higher than that, what's going to happen is you're just going to have a lot of latency and you're not going to be able to hit the drum sounds fast. So this is basically a monophonic drum kit, and monophonic means that you can only play one sound at once, like a saxophone. But polyphonic means that you can play multiple sounds, like a keyboard, like a piano. So I'm going to play through the sounds. I'm just going to go through the kit. So that's the kit right there. So with this kit, I can rearrange these sounds just by pressing the button. So all you need is your computer keyboard, and you can press buttons 0 through 1. So right now I'm pressing 0, and it shows you on the screen what you're pressing. A little bit better. So you see I'm pressing 0, now 1, now 2, now 3, now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, so you can go. So you can go pretty fast with this. When the latency is on, when it's on at 360p, that's going to be the fastest latency. Even 240, it'll lower the screen quality, but the audio quality is not going to change that much. But you'll be able to go faster. So I'm just going to do some examples of some different types of beats. All right. So the first beat. So I'm just going to show you what you can do with this sampler. So I'm just going to start, showing how you can make a drum beat. So I'm just going to use this kick that's on number 1, and then I'm going to use this clap that's on number 6. So I'm just going to go. Alright, so that was just a simple beat, right? I was just using the buttons 1 and 6, right? So you can make any combination of any of these, right? Now, you can also hold these buttons down and it'll do kind of like a weird kind of IDM kind of like glitch type of thing where it'll do kind of a roll, but sometimes the roll is unpredictable, sometimes it is. So I'm going to show you how it sounds. So I'm going to hold down 1. Whoops. So this is how it sounds. I'm holding down the number 1 button. And now I'm going to hold down the number 6. So it's kind of like just a weird roll that you can use in between some stuff. So like I'm going to show you, I'm just going to alternate between the kick and the snare. So I'm going to go and I'm going to use those rolls in between. So I'm just going to hold down 1 and then I'm going to hold down 2. I'm sorry, I'm going to hold down 1 and I'm going to hold down 6. All right, so and remember this is one at a time. This is a monophonic drum kit. So I'm going to hold down 1 like that, and then I'm going to hold down 6 like that, and I'm going to make a beat out of that. So with this kit, like the homie Mark Moore was saying, there's no excuse to be able to make beats. Now you don't need any money to make beats. All you need is an internet connection and a computer. This doesn't work on cell phones though. This only works maybe if you have some super advanced one or something, but you have to be able to trigger with the keyboard. So this only works on desktops. All right, so make sure that you're working on a desktop and you're in Google Chrome, and your people that are just coming in, you got to make sure that your latency is on in the settings. Your quality is akin to latency in YouTube, that it's on at least 360p or lower. The lower the P, the faster the response is going to be, right? But Firefox and other browsers don't really work that well. So I would go with Chrome, because Safari is super slow and Firefox is really slow. So I would use Google Chrome. All right, and this is the first of many of these kits I'm going to be dropping. So this first one is the 808 emulator, the TR-808 emulator, and with real TR-808 sounds. All right, so now I just showed you how to do the roll. So you can do that roll with anything. So I'm going to hold down like, let's see, whoops. I'm going to go over here. So I'm going to hold down. So I'm holding down 9. I'm holding down that hi-hat sound, right? You can see I can go like that, you see? So you see, I was just holding down the 9 button. When I was holding down the 9 button, it was looping it was rolling at a particular speed, and then I made the kick and snare go with that speed, right? So now I'm going to just show you how you can use multiple ones to make some patterns. So right now I'm just going to use sound number 1. That I'm going to use sound number 6, and I'm going to use sound number 7. So I'm going to go. So you see, so it's really, really simple. You see, so I just use those 3 sounds and I made a pattern out of that, right? Now, if you play the sound this thing doesn't have velocity sensitivity. So you're just using your regular keyboard in your computer and there's no velocity. So if you hit the key, if you hit these numbers hard or you hit them soft, it's going to be the same sound. But you can control the length of the sound by holding it down or playing it faster. So if I go like this, like so you see, I can make if I let it play out, it'll play longer, and then if I don't let it play out, it'll play shorter. So then you can start to make some like other types of patterns and do something like this where it's like, whoops, let's go. Alright? So I was just playing around with that and showing you can do different patterns. I'm going to go a little bit slower. So all right, so you see, I was just playing with some different patterns right there, and so I'm gonna do a little pattern right here. See if anybody knows what this pattern is. Let's see. So I'm gonna start right now. Here goes. So if anybody knows that pattern, that kick snare pattern is from Company Flow. I don't know if Amichi's in the house, but shout out to Amichi if you're in the house. I'm sure you recognize that pattern. So yeah, that was when I was in high school. I think I was in high school, and I went to Wax and Facts in Atlanta. If anybody knows what Wax and Facts is, and I went into the hip hop section, and I saw these ill graphics on this 12-inch, and I didn't even know what the group was. I never heard of Company Flow, but I just saw the graphics and I was like, wow, that looks crazy. And I ended up buying it just off of the strength of the graphics, and I took it home and I was blown away by the beat. I had never heard a drum pattern like that before, when it was just going like right? So I had never heard patterns like that before, But yeah, so this sampler, you can use this if you're jamming with your homies. You know, if your homies are scratching, then you can drop some beats like this, or if your homies are rapping, you can drop beats, or you can, you know, rap with this at the same time. You know, if you're a rapper and you know, you can use this with the looper and loop it up, right? You know, so this is just a you know, a kit that you can use in YouTube. This is all in YouTube. This isn't an actual, this isn't an app that you have to download or some VST or audio unit. This is just you know, a YouTube drum kit that I created. And the next one up is going to be I'm gonna do the Lindrum next week. I'm gonna drop a Lindrum and show you these 5 different ones. So this one is just the main one, Trapcore TTM Emulator #1. That's regular, right? But number 2, I'm gonna go to number 2. Number 2 is the same thing but with reverb. So we're gonna listen to that. So it's the same thing, but you hear the reverb now. Now you can also, you know, with the hi-hats, I'm going to play the hi-hat. So the hi-hat can go pretty fast even if you're not rolling. I was showing how to roll it before, like when you hold it down like that. But you can just go. So it can go pretty fast. So like. So remember, this is a monophonic drum kit. You can't play multiple sounds at the same time with this, unless you got multiple browsers open and multiple, you know, or multiple computers or something like that. Yeah. So basically, you know, I'm gonna do that again. So I'm gonna show you with the hi-hat. You can do a lot of different things with it. You can be like, oops. So you see, so you know, you can go pretty fast with this, like. All right, so yeah, so you can do that. All right, so you know, that's the one with the reverb. Now I'm gonna play the next one. Go to the next kit. So this kit is kit number 3. It's basically the same as kit number 1 with overdrive. So that's just a little bit distortion, more of a kind of muffled kind of distortion. So I'm gonna play that. Now I'm going to go to the original one so you can hear the difference. Now the cool thing about this is that you can actually switch back and forth between these two. So I'm going to go from kit number 1 right here to kit number 2 right here. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to use my left hand to control buttons 0 through 1, and I'm going to use my right hand to control whether I'm either on this tab or this tab or this tab. So I can go through different tabs. So, but first you have to have a tab playing at first, like that. It has to be playing. All right, so then I can now. So it's loaded up, it can be ready. So I press play on that tab, the second one. So I'm gonna go, another one. All right, so now, so this kit right here, I can switch between that one too. So I can go. Alright, so I was alternating between kit number 1 and kit number 3. So I was going with the regular trap one, the regular 808, and then I was alternating with this one over here, number 3, that has like overdrive on it. And then you were seeing those other background sounds that were layering over top of it. You know, that was from the other sound that was still playing when the whole kit kind of plays out. Because if you just press play like this, you hear the whole kit. Right? So I made this one. I'm going to make another version where you won't hear other things playing in the background if you're playing two things at once, if you're playing two tabs at once. But this one, I just wanted to be more of a monophonic thing at first. All right, so you know, when it's just by itself. So I'm going to go back to here. So we did this before, so remember, for everybody that's just coming in the room, you can make it roll. So I'm going to hold down the 1 again, and I'm going to hold down the 6 and make it roll. So here it goes. And if anybody noticed, when you do this, it kind of sounds like all those DaBaby songs. You know, everybody's using that same kind of sound now these days in the pop radio. That you know, DaBaby was kind of using that kind of 808, like boom, boom, boom. You know, kind of. So like that whole kind of vibe, you know. All right, so we just covered that. Now I'm going to show how we can use these other kits. I'm going to go to these other ones. So we did kit number 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to do kit number 4. This one is super distorted. This is probably one of my favorite ones, right? Because it's just so powerful, you know, it's really, really hardcore kit. Right? And you can do, you know, other time signatures. So let me do like a 3/4 or something like that. Like, let's see. right? Right? You can even do some like, you know, it could be like drum and bass and be like, whoops. Right? So you can even go do some gabber and be like, you know, I was just playing around. All right, so you see how, so that was the distorted kit. So now I'm gonna go to this last kit, kit number 5, and all these kits you can find them in the video section. This is kit number 5, right? So this one has a lot of reverse stuff. Like I'm gonna go through the sounds in the kit. So number 1 is reverse, a reverse heavy bass drum, right? Number 2 is a reverse snare. Number 3 is a reverse snare high pitch. So you know you could even use these to scratch with, or you know, because if you're, you know, you can throw these in a turntable, digital turntable, and scratch these sounds. You can use these sounds in, you know, in your own audio workstation, or you could just play this stuff live. You could loop it live. You know, there's a lot of things you can do with this. So this is a free drum machine that I created for everybody. All right. All right. So let's see, we're at the number 3 is the reverse snare high pitch, right? Number 4 is the reverse kick, right? And number 5 is a reverse cowbell. Number 6 is a reverse clap. Number 7 is a reverse cymbal. Number 8 is a reverse hat, OpenHihat, right? And this kind of has that like Paul Revere kind of sound. Like if anybody remembers Paul Revere, like it sounds like, whoops, right? All right. So yeah, that's how you can use it like that. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to use kit number 4 and kit number 5 together. So I'm going to bring this to the end so it's loaded up. And I'm going to start playing kit number 4 first. So I'm just going to make a simple beat with my left hand. I'm going to play it on the computer keyboard. And then with my right hand, I'm going to switch back and forth like I was doing before. I'm going to switch back and forth with these tabs. So I'm going to go from this tab to this tab and back. So I'm going to go, whoops. So let's see. right, so you see what I was doing. I was just going back and number 4, right? So you can do that with the kit. You can just go back and forth, and there's unlimited how many windows you can actually have open, right? How many tabs you can have open. You can just keep doing it, right? But make sure to always have your, like I was saying before, make sure to always have your quality on 360p. Make sure to always have your quality on 360p. All right. So yeah, so that's basically it. We went through all 5 of these, so you can use these all now. They're all available on at TTM Academy. That's youtube.com/TTM Academy. So this is a free DJ rap and science school, basically a Polymathematics Institute, where we pretty much teach everything. You know, the core is musical sciences and the physics of movement, you know, because TTM is a notation that's based in physics, and it's basically tracking the movement of the cue point over time as it relates to the clicks on the crossfader. But this is, you know, we're getting into we're gonna be start making beats. We're gonna be breaking down rap structures, a lot of different things like that. We're gonna be, you know, using lyrical transcription methodology this year too, to break down, you know, popular raps. I was starting out with like some underground raps, and you know, nobody was really caring about it. So I'm gonna start doing some trap stuff and seeing you know, if people start clicking on it. Some of the pop stuff that's out there, and focusing on different patterns throughout hip hop history. So because we've been covering scratch patterns for a whole decade, but this next decade we're going to be focusing on rap patterns. All right. So yeah. So you know, I want to say peace, everybody. You know, so I'm going to be doing this probably once a week, maybe every other week. I'm going to start dropping these tutorials. Right. Okay. So now I'm just going to jam out for a second. You know, I think I'm gonna put it on the regular. Maybe I'll put it on the reverb one, and I'm just gonna jam out for a second. All right, I'm just gonna do some, you know, it's just some basic. I'm gonna keep it like down tempo. All right, for this first tutorial. Other tutorials, I'll do all the different types of stuff, but I'm just gonna show you, you know, the extent of what I can do, given all the things that we learned today. All right, so I'm gonna press play. All right, so here it goes. So let me get this hi-hat. All right, I got everything loaded up. All right, so all right, got everything loaded up. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna go really slow. All right, so yeah, I was just playing around and just showing you, what you can do with this. So yeah, this is a free YouTube sampler I made to everybody that's just tuning in, and you can get it at you can just use it. You don't even have to download it, right? All right, so that's it. So yeah, peace everybody. All right, I'm out.